Good morning, everybody. Welcome to windy West Virginia. Look at this view back here. We have a day and a half jam-packed full of landscape photography ahead of us, and we have some beautiful fall colors starting to pop out, as you can see. Really excited to get this show on the road, so without further ado, let's roll that intro.
I'm living on the bright side, looking for that good life. Everything is alright, riding on that golden wave, swimming in the fresh blue, pussy feeling brand new. Sun is about to break through. Ooh, I love the world today.
All right. Well, I am super excited because fall photography is back in action. It's early October and we are in West Virginia, a fantastic state for viewing some amazing fall foliage. There's actually a bridge right above me, so if you hear noises, that's probably why. So yes, the location that we're gonna be in for this video is one of my favorites in West Virginia. This is specifically around the town of Davis in the very northern part of West Virginia. And I think that it is pound for pound one of the most diverse photo-taking locations really anywhere on the East Coast. And within a 15-mile span, you basically have three really unique and distinctive landscapes to kind of choose from. To the far east, you have Bear Rocks Preserve, where I was earlier this morning. This landscape, people say it's very similar to something that you would find in eastern Canada, Nova Scotia, that kind of area. It's basically like a rocky plateau, windswept with pine trees and just these blueberry bushes that turn this vibrant red color in autumn. On the far west side, you have Blackwater Falls State Park. This is a giant gorge filled with just beautiful trees that should be peaking with autumn color around this time of the year. And there's a bunch of waterfalls down there to choose from as well. And sandwiched in between the two is Canaan Valley Wildlife Refuge. This area is basically like a swampy bog almost that is just seems like it's from somewhere in the Northeast or something like that. It does not feel like it should be in West Virginia. And the crazy thing is that all three of these locations can be accessed within 15 miles of one another. So you can pretty much hit them all three within half a day very easily and get super diverse and unique photos from each location. And of course, every early October, the fall colors are really start to pop out, and that's what we are seeing here. So that's kind of the focus of this trip. We're hoping to get some unique photos, some fall foliage photos, and just a little bit of everything is kind of my whole goal for this video. So it's gonna be kind of a very impromptu vlog behind the scenes, and I'll probably be doing some narration because the windiness from this morning made it very difficult to actually film and get good audio of myself and good video. So I will probably throw it to my past self or future self here, where I have a voiceover and we can kind of go through that early part from earlier this morning at Bear Rocks Preserve. So this trip began, just like many others, with a very early departure time. When I arrived at Bear Rocks Preserve that morning, the wind was absolutely howling, rain was blowing sideways, and I set off through the blueberry fields in search of my compositions. Something like this would be pretty good. That's a nice little pool of water, you know? Yeah, like these look really nice. Super clear water. I'm liking this area a lot. I'm looking for something that has a good mixture of these red bushes with a nice pool of water on a rock like that and a nice pine tree maybe. This area is looking really, really good. I'm gonna get my tripod set up here. Very windy, as you can tell out here this morning, but I think I found a couple of really good locations. One is right there and the other one is up here on this rock. We seem to be caught in somewhat of a cloud at the moment, so it's providing some really cool looking atmosphere. And I'm gonna get out my ultra wide angle lens, the Sony 12-24 f4, and see what kind of compositions we can come up with here. When I got here, the parking lot was just jam-packed full of people, but there's really no one out here at the moment, so I kind of have this little place all to myself, which always the best, you know? Little did I know, this would be moments before disaster struck. Nice. Well, that's always fun. My camera got damaged. It was so windy, it literally blew off the side of the mountain. I will show you right there. I'll show you some B-roll. It got cracked. It's a miracle my lens somehow survived. Don't know how, but yeah. Note to self, always weigh down your tripod when in really windy conditions like that. With that minor setback out of the way, I needed to recompose myself and quickly, because the low-lying clouds were about to lift, revealing this absolutely breathtaking landscape. So this was the first photo that I was able to capture, and I am very happy with the way it came out despite the high winds that I was dealing with at that time. Those fiery yellow trees in the valley on the right really complement those red blueberry bushes on the left side of the frame, and those atmospheric conditions in the background tie it all together nicely. So after that, I made my way down from the rock stack, safely, might I add, and I went over to the other composition that I had scoped out earlier that morning with this beautiful rock right here with this rock pool, and I was hoping to gather some reflection from this kind of sunrise. The sun was just starting to peek out a little bit here. It never fully came out, but this is about as much sun as we got around this time of the morning. It's a classic composition. I've seen it done a few times before, but I wanted to get a little bit lower of a perspective to see if I can get some more reflection on that rock pool right there. It's like that sun comes up. All right, that was a pretty fun morning. The sun is now officially out, and we are exploring Bear Rocks Preserve in the extreme wind here, making things very precarious and interesting. It's just a beautiful vista right here. Yeah, this place is pretty epic. I'm just gonna go out and say it right now. We got this beautiful countryside right here with the rocks behind me. It's looking pretty sensational. With the sun now fully up, the landscape was completely transformed. So I like this composition right here. We kind of have some clouds up here, this cool little rock puddle, I guess you want to call it, little pool, rock pool, there you go. And we got some red bushes here with some fall colors down in this area. So I think this is a pretty nice composition. Let's see what we can come up with here. We've got another interesting composition here. We have some more cool rock pools filled with water and some nice blueberry bushes in here. We got nice little rock stacks over here as well. And the sun just keeps kind of coming in and out, and it's really making things look interesting. We got some nice fall colors down here. The sun is just starting to come out. Yeah, this is a great angle here. With the best of the morning light quickly fading away, I decided to pack it in and head down from Bear Rocks Preserve to the lower elevations of the Dolly Sods Wilderness, but not before taking a drive on some beautiful twisty autumn roads just bursting with fall colors. Next, we're taking a little drive down to the southern end of the Dolly Sods Wilderness to explore Red Creek. This is a runoff from the higher elevations. So there's this really cool area of different types of leaves right here. I feel like there's every type of leaf possible from all these trees. They're just kind of like gathered down in this little pool right here, and they're kind of slightly swirling around. And I feel like there's some cool abstract shots I can get from here, and maybe some long exposure with some leaf swirls. You can kind of see what I'm looking at here. Just trying to find a nice abstract that works well. Maybe a top-down looking shot. We'll see. And there's these ones over here that look pretty interesting. Kind of got some top-down looking shots. It's kind of some cool shapes. Lots of different colors, browns, yellows, oranges, some reds. So I'm testing something new out right here. You see we have this reflection on Red Creek right here. And with the sun, I got some rocks in here and I have a long lens on. And my goal with this is to kind of see if I can pick out some of these rocks and see if I can get the leaves floating by in a long exposure kind of a shot. And maybe I'll test out some of these rapids here, but it is beautiful right now. This yellow is really complementing the water nicely. And here are how those shots turned out. And with this first one, I tried to put the rock exactly center of the frame and have the tree trunks in the reflection with all the different colors, the greens, the yellows, the reds, the oranges, kind of complement that rock nicely with the flowing water. And I used a little bit longer of a shutter speed here, I believe about 3.5 seconds. And here's the second image. This is a little bit closer in on a different rock right here with some brilliant yellows right behind it. And again, you can kind of see a few little leaves starting to streak by here with that longer shutter speed. So this leaf has some water droplets on it. I'm gonna see if I can do some macro photography here. Let's try and pick this up without letting the water droplets go away. Okay. Hold steady. Right there. So if we can get some good lighting here, we can get really up close and personal with these water droplets here and get some cool shapes. And with these final two images, I'm really trying to capture the textures and all the little intricacies of these autumn leaves right here with the water droplets. I really like the swirls that are in here, very abstract, and macro is just a whole nother world, honestly. I would really like to start to get into more macro photography. You guys let me know down in the comments if that's something that you would like to see me experiment with. All right, so I think it's time to leave the Dolly Sods Wilderness and head over to Canaan Valley. There's a couple of really great hiking spots that I've already scoped out there, and just get ready to be transported to a completely different environment. You see right here, it's a typical beautiful autumn gorge on a breezy, sunny day, but we're about to be transported to somewhere completely different. And that's one of the best parts about this area in West Virginia is you just get a lot of different types of landscapes to choose from. It's almost like a photographer's playground. In the next video, we'll be exploring Canaan Valley Wildlife Refuge in absolutely peak autumn conditions. And then we'll be wrapping it up by chasing waterfalls in Blackwater Falls State Park on a chilly autumn morning. And you might even see me play a few holes of disc golf. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check out the next video coming out very soon. And that's gonna be it for me. Take care, guys. Have fun chasing those autumn colors this year, and I will see you in that next video.